Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Just a Thought podcast with More. Ooh, you guys, thank you. That's what I'm using starting with. Thank you for the show of love. Thank you for coming through for your girl. Like, one of the scariest part for me coming back here was like, will these people ever listen? Will you guys show up for me like you used to and all of that? I don't know. I felt so anxious. I was so uncertain. I didn't know how, the experience will be like, and all of that. But you guys are the real MVPs. Like, you guys came through for your girl. Thank you to everyone who sent in messages, congratulatory messages. You guys rock. Like, you guys are sweet. I didn't even know that my community was, so sweet like this, because I'm like, do you get, like, you guys really showed up and I really love it. Thank you so much. If you've not listened to the previous episode, you have no business here. I'm so sorry, but the truth is you cannot flow with whatever I'm saying right now, because I'm going to be referring to the last episode in this episode. So if you've not listened to the previous one, you can just go back, reverse, and listen to it and then come back so that because that's why it's my pregnancy journey series, right? So that's it. So disclaimer, I'm just sharing this story for you to learn one or two things. I'm not saying you should use that yardstick for your own journey. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that everything that happens to me is going to happen to you or happen to your loved ones that I'm pregnant. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just sharing it for you to learn from my own journey. Do you get it? Clock it. The previous episode was about the beginning, how it all started and all of that. So today we're going into the middle, how the second and third trimester went. How was it like for me? So are you guys excited? I don't think so. Are you guys excited? Yeah, I am excited to share. So let's get right into it. Yeah!
Welcome to Just a Thought podcast, a podcast where we explore big ideas, small ideas, and everything in between. I'm your host, More, and I'm here to help you think a little deeper about the world around you. Each week, I'll bring you conversations with interesting people, thought-provoking topics, and my own take on the latest news and trends. Whether you're looking for a new perspective on a familiar topic or a fresh way to think about something new, you'll find it here on Just a Thought. So sit back, relax, and let's get started.
So I'm going to be talking about my second trimester. I would say that I felt really better in my second trimester than in my first trimester. The first trimester was more of morning sickness, food aversion, and all of that. I think my second trimester, I was really getting a hang of it. It was becoming real. By now, I already done scan. I've already seen the baby. I've seen how, beautiful and precious he was, or he is, not was, right? But I couldn't really see his face, but I was filled with joy the first day I saw him when I went for a scan and all of that. So I already felt better, or I was already feeling better. The tiredness had already reduced, the morning sickness had reduced. I'm not saying it was gone totally, because some days you just wake up and you're so tired again, or some days you are just like, I just want to stay in bed and all of that. But it had drastically reduced. I felt much better. For the baby cakes, like I think this is one of the things that will give you anxiety in pregnancy, because I never knew. As a first time mom, I went to the hospital one day and they were like, okay, how many times has the baby caked? I met with the gynecologist and he asked me that question. I was like, caked. I didn't feel anything, right? Meanwhile, I've been feeling something, like a stutter and all of that in my belly. But I didn't know that it was actually cakes. To be sincere, I didn't know it was cakes. I didn't know I was meant to be counting it. I was really, surprised, and I was really anxious and worried. Like, okay, I've not been feeling it. Does that mean the baby is okay? And that made me, go to the lab very often. Like, I was always in the lab, like every month, maybe I'll go twice, because I'm just like, okay, let me check It's a baby moving. And funny enough, these babies, they are very weird and very funny. Because there's some days this guy will not move. He won't kick at all. And I'm like, babe, I'm always asking my husband, are you sure this baby is okay? Are you sure this and that? And I noticed that mine was more in the night. I felt the kicks more at night, around or early hours of the morning, like around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's when I felt the kicks more, right? And I'm like, okay. So I'm always excited to feel it, right? Because I'm just like, okay, I need to count. And they're like, okay, you must kick up to 10 times in 2 hours. I'm like, if you not kick up to 10 times in 2 hours, does that mean the baby is not okay? Do you get what I'm saying? So I was just really anxious and worried some days. So this baby kicks just makes it, the experience more real to you, because you're like, okay, my baby is in there, my baby is growing, right? Because the first trimester, you probably will not feel anything at all, but in second trimester, it becomes real. And even if you felt it in the first trimester, I think it will become more often, right? Yeah, so that's it for, my baby kicks and, the kick count. That's what they call it, like counting how many times the baby have kicked in, hours and all of that. My cravings, like I said, I mentioned some of my cravings in the previous episode. I want to also tell you guys that I was craving for this Motina. Those Motinas that they sell in bottle, like not the plastic Motina. You see that one? I used to go to the supermarket and buy it. I'll buy it with the bottle. Like I had a ton of the bottles. I think I just trashed them away because I had a ton of it. I was really craving for that Motina. I was also craving for roasted yam and all of that. Like I mentioned that. I think I still had that aversion of tomato paste. I didn't want it in my house. Funny enough, I already got a lot of it before finding out I was pregnant. And when I found out I was pregnant and food aversion came, I made sure I gave it out to somebody because I was just like, nah, I don't want to see it and all of that. I was really excited about the progress I made. I felt really, really better, guys. I felt really better in my second trimester. There are a lot of changes, right? Because I started showing early because I was on the big side. I'm a very thick person, or thick girl. So I was showing very early. So you could probably notice in my 4th, 5th month, you probably know that I'm pregnant, right? By this time, I already registered for antenatal, right? I already registered. I was going for antenatal. Like for first-time moms, I think everybody, we always ask questions. I remember there was a day I was in the hospital and this woman entered. She didn't leave the gynecologist because it's like turn by turn to see in a government hospital. You sit down turn by turn for you to meet with the doctor and all of that. People that were behind there were just complaining because this man didn't leave till like 45 minutes or more than. She was just asking questions and I'm like, I can't blame her because they chopped my money in for tests and all of that because I was always in and out of the lab. If I complain of this, those doctors come out, they will send you, say, okay, go to the lab, go and check for this, go and check for that. And when I come out, I'm clean, I'm fine, right? But I just want to be sure. I don't want to take chances at all. Okay, so now I'm going to be going to the 3rd trimester. My 3rd trimester was more fatigue. I was always tired. But I think I was more energized at the ending, or because I could cook for any amount of people. Just mention, like I could stand for that long, and that resulted to a lot of swelling on my leg and all of that. I had lots of swellings, like guys, I had lots of swellings. And in this 3rd trimester, it was really a long, tough time for me because I started having some health stuff, which I'm not really sure that I want to share right now because it's just going to be like me oversharing. But I experienced some stuff, and that's why I'm always advocating. Never listen to people that will say, do this, use this, don't do this. If your gynecologist is not saying it, guys, I don't think it's right. Don't do it. Like I always say that every woman has a different body chemistry, right? Whatever works for you might not work for me. And I think you should always ask your gynecologist. Always go for antenatal, ask questions, and make sure that you're taking your prenatal drug. I will talk about that prenatal drugs because I remember when I registered for antenatal and then they started giving me this prenatal drug. I was like, what the hell? Like, why do you give pregnant women this smelling thing when you know that they already have food aversion and a lot of things irritate them? This thing is smelling. Like, I didn't take any of it. Like, the way they gave me, I just brought it home and I trashed it. And I had to buy pregnant care. I was using pregnant care during my pregnancy, not because I had the luxury of money to, spend on that supplement, because it's quite expensive, but because I'm just like, I can't use anything that's smelling right now. Any drug that smells, I'm not going to put it in my mouth because I'm going to throw up. Do you understand? So take your prenatal drugs, take care of yourself, eat well, and all of that. And visit the doctor. Go to the doctor. Don't listen to anybody that will say, you don't need to go to the You say what? So, like I said, the baby cakes made it a bonding time for me and my baby. I was always happy, but the funny thing was that anytime I took my camera to take any video, this guy is gonna pause. This guy is not going to move anymore. I'm like, bro, have I offended you? So I hardly have any picture of him kicking and all of that in the tummy. And I'm just really pissed because I'm like, whenever I'm not with my phone, you are really kicking, moving and doing all of that. That guy was moving. Sometimes I would tap him and say, Abeg, have mercy on me. Don't kill me. Yeah, so I was really excited. I really bonded with my baby. I loved my baby, because I couldn't wait to see him. I was really glad to see him and all of that. So next, I'm going to be talking about support system. You need a good support system. You need good people around you during pregnancy. Not just pregnancy, even postpartum. You see postpartum, I'm reaching there. Guys, postpartum. So you don't want to miss any of the series, guys. I'm just giving you with that. There are a lot of gist I heard, so I don't want you to miss any of it. So my support system was really cool, from my in-laws and also from my own family. Like, I remember my parents would always call my baby to check up on me, to make sure I was fine, make sure I'm taking my drugs. I tell them I have, they always call back to check up on me and make sure that everything is going well. And then my sister-in-laws were there. They came to the house. I remember my husband's younger sister was cooking for me, taking care of me, and my cousins, my family. Like, I really had a good support system. My friends too were there. They showed up for me. David Ladi, Norman, and Damaris, Tommy Day, Favor. There are lots. Like, if I sit down to mention them, Irene, they were so sweet. They were there. And then my friends that were not in the same city that I was, they were always calling, to check up on me. Hope you're fine. Hope the baby is fine. Do you get that kind of thing? Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry. There are people here to check up on me and all of that. Yeah, I really love my friends. And I really love people that were around me at that point. People were there. And I think that's one thing that people, just water down. You need a good support system during this period. You don't need to focus on people that, are just there to point fingers at you. With all that I was going through, guys, let me bust your head. Bust my head. You know that song? There were people that were like, they're not checking up on me. Remember, you did not call me. I'm like, if you won't call me, I will appreciate. Like, are you joking? Because it's not like you want to announce it to the world that I'm pregnant. No, you can think whatever you want to think, right? I was not going to stress myself start thinking of what people, if I couldn't make it, or if I cannot, because I can't be there for everybody. I was going through my own stuff, and that's why I'm saying that you should give people grace. You don't know what they're dealing with. You cannot just come and say, this person will check up on me. What? Like, so my guys, I felt that way because I was just like, hey, you just sit down over at the other side of the table and you're just pointing accusing fingers at me. You'll be alright. You'll be fine. I promise you. So I also, I always say it, that during this pregnancy, I always give myself pep talks that, okay, I've carried pregnancy. You must deliver this baby, right? And I always, talk to myself and all of that. I just encourage myself, and that's why I said you need a good support system. People that encourage you and pray with you, because you see that pregnancy period, people just feel like these vibes. I feel like people need to know that it's also spiritual. Do you understand? You're bringing life into this world. You need to pray pray for the baby, pray for yourself, pray for your husband, pray for everything that concerns you, right? You need people that will always encourage you and stand in the gap for you. It's really, really important. I remember one of our matron at the hospital will say, when you enter that labor ward, it's between life and death. It's no capping, right? It's between life and death, and you just need God by your side, and He's always going to be there. Like, that was how I prepared myself mentally, prayerfully, so spiritually too. I made sure that I prayed and trusted God to help me. Physically, financially, you have to save. You don't want to bring your child into this world to suffer. And you don't want to be stranded. So I think you need to. I know that you need to save a lot of money, and also make sure that you see that prenatal drugs I told you people about is monthly, and then other drugs, maybe if you have underlying health issues too, you have to be taking drugs, and drugs are not cheap. I was like, what? These things are quite pricey. I'm like, people that you can't afford this, how do you expect them to, I'm like, it's quite expensive. Things are quite expensive and all of that. So I'm just here to say that you need to be prepared. Don't wait till you have a lot of money before you go to the market and say you're buying baby stuff. I think within any month that you have enough money, like it can be little money you take to the market, buy some stuff the money can, afford, right? And then anytime you have money again, you go back, so that it doesn't look it's not a lot for you, right? Like when it's getting so close. So these are the ways I think that you need to plan for your delivery. So this is the story of the middle of my pregnancy. That's the second and third trimester, and the long stretch where I really learned patience and strength, because you need strength and patience in this period. Like, I discovered so much about myself and the kind of mom I wanted to be. So in the next episode, I'll be bringing you into one of the most unforgettable days of my life. My delivery story. So you trust me now. You want to hear about this one. If you want to hear, you have to be here next week, Friday, to show up and listen. So you have to be here on Friday to listen to this gist. You don't want to miss it. Are you sure you'll be here next week, Friday? See you, and make sure that you share this with any pregnant woman that you know, with anybody that you know that is going to be pregnant in the future or now. See you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Just a Thought. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you did, please subscribe and leave a review. And don't forget to share. If you have any thoughts of your own, please share them with me on social media at Just a Thought Podcast on Instagram. I did love to hear from you. Until next time, keep thinking.